Here we go. The final Kleschka picks of the 2020 NFL season, playoff and Super Bowl predictions.
Let's go, let's go!
Welcome, Kleschka Crew, to the finale for Kleschka Picks in the 2020 NFL season. Before we get started predicting the playoffs and the Super Bowl, I want to tell you my record for all the games that I guessed this year. Did I do really bad? Did I do really good? I think I did really good. This was my record, 164-92. I was positive by 72 games. I'm proud of my record for this season. I think it speaks for itself. Now, let's get started with the first playoff game, the Bills and the Colts. The Bills all season long have been riding behind Josh Allen, who's been putting up an MVP season, and he had Stephon Diggs this year, who led all of the NFL in receiving yards. That is crazy, coming into this new system, this new team, and he just leads the league in receiving yards. Nothing special or anything. And then on the other end, we got the Colts, who have been a great defensive team all season. They got a young running back in Jonathan Taylor, who's been very impressive, and a veteran leader in Phillip Rivers. The Buffalo Bills are a very high-scoring team. They really showed it in the last week of the season. And even though the Colts defense is one of the top defenses this season, I think the Bills are too super powered and too hot right now to stop them. They ended the season on a hot streak, and I think they're going to ride that into this wild card weekend. Give me the Bills beating the Colts 31-20. Rams and my Seahawks. It feels good to be in the playoffs once again, folks. We are facing our division rival. We split the series with them in the regular season 1-1, and Jared Goff looks like he is going to play in this game, even though he suffered a broken thumb hitting one of our players in the helmet on one of his throws. Our offense has been kind of shaky in the last couple weeks, but our defense has totally changed. It was really bad in the beginning half of the season, and then all of a sudden it got a lot better, but the offense has really been struggling. Russ was like the top MVP candidate early on, and then that went way downhill, and I really need that MVP Russ to come back. The team, the fans, the 12s, everybody needs MVP Russ to come back, but there's one thing he always kept with him the entire season, and that is being clutch late in the game, getting the big moments. And even though the Rams are a good defense, Jared Goff, I don't think will be playing at 100%. Even though he's ready to go, I think that thumb still might be a problem, and I think the Seahawks are going to take advantage. I think Russ is too clutch. I think he is going to move the Seahawks on in the next round, beating the Rams 27-17. Buccaneers and football team. The Buccaneers make it to the playoffs with Tom Brady in his first year as quarterback, and the question was, does Bill need Tom or does Tom need Bill? I think Bill needs Tom. He's sitting on the couch. Tom Brady is continuing in playoffs. The football team is in the playoffs because they play in the NFC least. That division is so sad. That is pretty cool though that the football team made playoffs the year that they are just the football team. This might be the only year they're the football team. They're probably going to get a name next season. Right now, this game, Chase Young, one of the best rookies out of the draft class, been great defensively, has really shown his talent. As soon as he figured out they were going to the playoffs, he was like, I want Tom. So he's going to be hungry, but I don't think Chase Young alone can stop Tom Brady in that high-powered offense, surrounded by great weapons like Mike Evans, Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette, Gronk, and many more. I think this offense is going to be way too overpowered for the football team to stop. So give me Tom Brady and his playoff experience beating the football team 24-20. Ravens and the Titans. The beginning of the season for the Ravens, we were beginning to look at Lamar Jackson like, is this guy for real? He won MVP, and then he came into this year not performing like that at all. But then towards the last 4 games of the season, Lamar Jackson got hot. The whole run game got hot with J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. They were attacking like it was nobody's business. And then on the other end, offensive juggernaut with the Titans. Derrick Henry just rushed over 2,000 yards. That is something that running backs don't really do that often. So Derrick Henry showing that he's a beast. Ryan Tannehill is a great quarterback and surrounded with A.J. Brown, Corey Davis, Jonnu Smith. He's got the weapons. They are not selfish. They do not play selfish football. You'll see somebody different scoring every week for the Titans. I think it's going to be an offensive shootout. I think they're going to go back and forth, and I think the Titans will come out on top, winning 34-30. Saints and Bears. The Bears being in the playoffs, I don't know. Something just doesn't feel right about that to me. And the Saints, they were fine for a number 1 seed. They did not get it, but the Saints got Drew Brees at quarterback. This guy has won a Super Bowl. He's had plenty of playoff experience, and a lot of it has been plenty of playoff pain. This week, I think Drew Brees and his offense are going to have no problem against the Bears. Alvin Kamara, one of the best running backs, top 3 for sure, going up against this Bears defense. I think he will shred it. I think Drew Brees won't even have to do much. I think they're going to lean a lot on Alvin Kamara, and I think that the Saints are going to beat the Bears 33-17. Browns and Steelers. The Browns won last week and found themselves in playoffs for the first time since 2002. I love seeing the Browns in the playoffs. This is the first time since I started watching football that the Browns are in the playoffs. I'm excited. Not a Browns fan, just happy to see that the Browns are in the playoffs. Then they're playing their division rival, the Steelers. The Steelers, they were going very downhill towards the end of the season because Juju was doing his little dances, and that was causing bad luck for the team. They went on a losing streak. Everybody was saying the Steelers are embarrassing. They're nowhere near as good as they look as their record shows. Steelers fans, I know you're going to be mad at me, but I think there's going to be an upset in this game by the Browns. The Steelers were just ice cold to end the season. Nothing seemed to be going right. They lost to teams like the Bengals. The Bengals! And then now they're facing Cleveland in the playoffs. Even though Pittsburgh has one of the best defenses, I think the offense is going to be the problem, and I think they're going to struggle. I think the Browns offense is actually going to do pretty good, and I think they are going to beat the Steelers 27-23. Moving on to the next round, that would mean Cleveland plays Buffalo. And even though Cleveland was very hot with their offense to end the season, they are going up against a very high-powered team with the Buffalo Bills. Like I said, Josh Allen been playing like an MVP. The Bills are tremendously talented. Josh Allen has really changed how he plays. He changed all his mechanics, and it has only worked for the better. And I think this offense is going to be way too hot for the Browns to stop. So give me the Bills beating them 30-24. Chiefs and Titans. Oh my God, this game is going to be insane. The Titans, like I said, they have such a balanced offense. This team has so many weapons to go to. And then if there's one other team that is just like that, it is the Chiefs. They have weapons everywhere. Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce were both up there in receiving yards for the entire league this season, and Patrick Mahomes has to be one of the best quarterbacks. It's him, Aaron Rodgers, and Russ. He just does things that people don't expect. No-look passes, shovel passes, passes across the field. It is insane what Mahomes can do. I think this Kansas City-Tennessee game is going to be a bigger shootout. I think they're just going to go crazy with points, and there's going to be moments where you're like, oh my God, the Titans are going to win this, and then the Chiefs are just going to turn it around, and then the Titans are going to do the same. I think it'll be a very entertaining game. I think the Chiefs will come out on top, though, winning 37-31. Seahawks and Saints. My Seahawks seem to go into this different mode when playoffs begin, when the spotlights are on and everybody's watching. Russell Wilson is at his best. But then on the other end, Drew Brees has all that experience too. He performs under these big moments, and he's got these weapons around him like Alvin Kamara, and Michael Thomas should be back for playoffs, but I don't think he'll be as big as an impact. He really didn't do much in the regular season. They're going to lean heavily on Kamara, I imagine, for most of playoffs. With Drew Brees out there, it is going to be back and forth, two veteran, great quarterbacks going toe-to-toe. I think in the end, we're going to get a great stop, and I think the Seahawks will come out winning this game 27-20. Packers and Buccaneers. Tom Brady, when he was on the Patriots, had Bill Belichick, and even though he got into the playoffs this year, I think when you put them together, they're a powerhouse, and any team they go up against can be unmatched. I don't feel this way with Tom Brady on the Buccaneers. It's Tom Brady with Bruce Arians, and I don't see them as a duo who, even if you put them up against Aaron Rodgers, can take him down. I think the Packers have really looked so good this season that they're going to be impossible to stop for Tom Brady's Buccaneers. That defense, I don't think will be able to handle the way that Rodgers plays the game, and I think the Packers offense offense is so through the roof this season. Him and Davante Adams. Rodgers and Adams got that connection that just works and can beat almost anybody. So I think that is really going to show, and I think the Packers are going to beat the Buccaneers 30-17. Chiefs and Bills. Both of these teams are very talented. Josh Allen had a breakout season. Patrick Mahomes, like I said, one of the best quarterbacks in football. I think this will be a shootout game. I think Mahomes is going to have to use every ounce of his talent to get this win. It will not be an easy one. He's going to have Tre'Davious White out there, one of the best corners, hunting down his passes. And then Josh Allen has to deal with the Chiefs just being so good on offense. He's going to have to keep up, and I don't think he's going to be able to do that. I think the Chiefs are going to win this one 31-27. NFC Championship, Packers and Seahawks. Man, do we have playoff history with the Packers. Most of the time, it's coming out good on our end. But like I said, Aaron Rodgers has been on such an elite level this season. I think he's almost impossible to stop. I don't know how you do it. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to make our defense look how it did for most of the season. I think he would have no problem shredding it. And I hate to say it, but I think the Packers are going to beat my Seahawks. I just don't think we can compete with the level that this offense is on for Green Bay right now, and I think the Packers beat us 30-23. That means I think Super Bowl 55 will be between the Packers and the Chiefs. These offenses are unmatched to almost everybody in football. Davante and Rodgers, great connection. Mahomes and Hill, great connection. We saw Tunyon break out for the Packers this season. Kelsey's already a proven tight end. Both offenses are great, so I do think it'll come down to the defenses, even though I think both of them will give up tons of points. I think it'll come down to the defense that can make more stops against these offenses, and I think the defense that will get the job done will be the Packers. I think Zadarius Smith is going to make Patrick Mahomes struggle, and I think the rest of the team is going to be able to do that with him and bounce off of each other. Even though I still think it'll be high scoring, I think the Packers will score more, and the defense will be able to hold Mahomes to less scoring. So give me the Packers beating the Chiefs in the Super Bowl 34-30. Thank you so much, Kleschka Crew, for watching Kleschka Picks with me all season long. You guys really mean the world to me. You guys are awesome. You all got this. I got this, and I will see you next time.